good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition this week of Live from Dave's Office. We are talking today about stuff to keep everybody in the loop on what's going on. We have some good stuff to cover. Nothing groundbreaking, but we want to make sure everyone knows all the information. So without any further ado, our pastor, Dave Kettleson.
Hey everyone, so glad you're connecting again. Like Cal said, we want to keep everyone in the loop, let you know what's going on and what's not going on. I'm doing a devotional every morning around 8:05 and going through the book of John right now. Tomorrow we'll begin in John chapter 3. And you also, there's a link where you can ask questions, and we'll cover those also in our devotional. Want to let you know too that we continue our Tuesday and Thursday this week, but next week we'll go down to just one podcast. I'm going to do something different too with my podcast, and Hal tried to keep me on track. I was just thinking of this. I'm going to do a little fun fact, a little quiz for you each week, and the quiz this week is penguins have knees. So I want you to just think about that, and I'll give the answer this Thursday, and then I'll do it once a week. Also,
what was that question again, Dave?
Reopening on June the 13th. So June the 13th, we're having two services, a 10 and 11 o'clock service. The 10 o'clock service, we are requiring masks and social distancing, of course. And then the second service, we're encouraging masks, and we're not going to be policing people, but we're just trusting everyone to follow the guidelines that we've been given so that we can continue to worship in that fashion. But everything's a go for June the 13th. I want to mention too that my wife has been doing an adult Sabbath school class every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. She has a nice group, and if you'd like to connect to that, you can go to Facebook and you can find the link where she will do that. And she would like to continue that too when we reopen the church. But we have a lot happened Sunday, and we were able to have a really great work bee. We set up the chairs for social distancing in the sanctuary, and I believe there's about 125, 140, something like that, seats for the first and second services. So we're encouraging everyone to come to the 10 o'clock. And the reason is, most people like to come to the later service, and we don't want to turn anyone away. I mean, that would break our heart to turn anyone away, and we don't want to do that. If we find out that we have more people, we're talking about going to a 12 o'clock service too. They're only 45 minutes long, so we'll have a shorter, little bit less music and a shorter message. So that's kind of the plan. What else did we do on Sunday, Hal? We did quite a bit of work. We had quite a few people show up, maybe 20 some people, and tell us what got done.
Well, we moved a lot of the furniture out of the back rooms where there was damage that are going to have you working on the ceilings and the wall. And we did a lot of work around with the shrubberies, making the outside of the church look nice. Did a lot of cleaning around, but just really making sure everything is totally acceptable and ready to go on the 13th. That's really, what the focus was. But like I said, we got so much done, and we got it done quickly. And there are some things I learned about people, Dave. When you see Michael Torres, he's just the nicest, sweetest, happiest guy, but the man is an absolute beast. I mean, he can pick up couches and carry them all by himself. I mean, he did more moving by himself than I did the entire day. I was so impressed with Michael, but it was just, we had a lot of fun. It's just so good. Even if we're 6 feet apart, even if we're wearing masks, it's still fun to be around everybody again. And that's what was really so great about Sunday.
Yeah, we got a lot done, pulled some weeds out in the front too. And we want it to look inviting. We're wanting to make certain that when you walk through those doors, you're back in our home, our church. I'll say something too about Michael Torres. He almost every Sabbath before the COVID-19, he just picked me up, and I mean, just not that that's that impressive that he can pick me up, but he'll give me this big hug and pick me up and put me down each week. And so I always see when he comes, I know I'm going to be lifted off of my feet, but he is a beast. And that guy rolls those tables out when we have fellowship meal. I mean, he's a 10-man workhorse all at one.
No,
I mean, he just gets a lot done all at once, but
he is such a blessing to have
he
on our
is.
team. I would hate to be, in one of those Israeli Philistine battles with him on the other side. That would just be
Or
that would
football.
be scary. Hey, Dave,
We have a lot
real
of neat
quick.
people in the church, not just Michael, but so many wonderful people that are willing to roll up their sleeves and get things done, and so many different so many different ways that you can use your talents. It's not all about you know uh, doing a work bee. It's about you have people that you get out there and meet. I'm meeting someone here about 1 o'clock today that's got some questions. A young man just out of college has some questions about God, so keep that in your prayers too. His name is Wes. Someone from Washington contacted me. I've contacted him, and he's willing to meet. A young man, just confused about God, and just a really nice, intelligent young man too. But hey, one other quick thing I thought I'd let you know is some of our neighbors in the back. Uh, one of them contacted me last night and wanted to know when we put up our fence if they could do something, and they're going to try to put in a pool in their backyard. So we're working together, and I got their phone number because we've been texting back and forth, and I'll just kind of let you in on a little secret here. About 3 years ago, this person called and complained that, and I think it was a Rock Point had a night of worship, and they blasted the music out there, and it was they were not happy about it, and but they called me, found out our number, and they were very nice. And anyway, we become their friends now. Where before I wouldn't say we were enemies, but there was tension because of the blasting music in the parking lot. And now we're the best of friends. And the lady, she just said, "I just can't thank you enough. Your church has been so kind and so helpful." We were going to let them put a pod out on our parking lot, and we opened that access road for them, and she's thanked me. I can't tell you how many times. So we're creating real good relations with our neighbors, which we've been wanting to do for years. And isn't it interesting that a storm like this would knock that wall down, that fence down, literally knock that wall down. So we've been creating great connections with our neighbors, which I think is one of the most positive things that has happened in the last few months. So a lot of good
Oh,
things happening.
absolutely. And to hear the people that come by and visit us on Tuesday nights
Yes.
for the dinners, it's amazing to hear how people view Hamilton now as, wow, you guys are really doing stuff in the community. You guys are real. You guys are serving. And it's been, there's people that have been impressed with what we do. That's not why we're doing it, but they're seeing that the hands and feet of Jesus are real, and they're seeing that come out of Hamilton, and that's something that we can be proud of. But that's not why we do what we do
Right.
with any of our ministries. But it's been nice. And remember, today is Tuesday, so we have dinner tonight at the church. I know that we're doing spaghetti and some dessert and some other things. And man, if you come out and bring your friends, bring your family, got a little something special for you when you come by, especially
Yeah.
for the kids. So, make sure that that is a weekly thing. You don't have to come serve. You can just come by, grab some meals. It's going to be vegetarian spaghetti. So we're going to be, having that there, but we're just, we have so much going on. And Dave, one of the things that we have learned in all of this, we have come to a knowledge now that streaming from our church is really a ministry in and of itself. We didn't know that. And the production team and the communications team have been working together, and we're going to start, upgrading our equipment a little bit so we don't have the lags that we have sometime on the podcast and in the devotions, that we get some good mics and the sound is better. We're also going to start streaming on any platform out there that takes streaming, like Twitch, Periscope, Live, Instagram Live. We're going to start putting the messages of Hamilton all over the place. So we have a podcast starting next week, once a week. We're going to have 4 devotions Monday through Thursday every morning. Our services always, but we're going to have other opportunities as well. We have our music group is still liking to do, or they're still working on creating some videos and worship experiences, even though we're still distanced apart. So a lot of cool stuff going on, but tune in to your social media, because streaming is something that is going to be permanent here at Hamilton.
Yeah, it's really been a blessing. In fact, one of my friends, his name is Silas from Brazil. He watches every week faithfully our live stream. We know we have people not just in the United States, but other parts of the world, other countries that watch in Germany, in Romania, Australia, so in New Zealand. So we do have people that watch in other areas. They'll come, they enjoy it. And tonight, again, we just, like Hal said, just come out, just grab a lunch, just say hi. And if you want to serve, come bring the family. And if you don't have a mask, we are social distancing. So we'll provide a mask if you don't have one. But if you do have one, bring one, because we'll be wearing our masks as we serve and take care of food. So this is something that we want to make certain the community is aware of, that we're providing a meal with all those guidelines. But it's been great. I've really enjoyed seeing the people and getting to know them and connecting, and it's been a lot of fun. Oh hell,
it has been great, and it's something that is continuing to grow. We're giving one away somewhere on the neighborhood of about 100 meals every Tuesday night. A lot of that has to depend on the weather and things like that, but we've been doing really well with that, and it's just such a great opportunity, to see Christ in motion. It really is. It's good for the kids. Everyone's going to be safe. So we would invite everybody out to come spend some time with us this evening.
Right.
Dinner's from 6 to 7:30. We're usually, if we run out of food, we close up early. But we're there if you're able to. I mean, people start showing up as early as 4:30. You don't have to be there at 4:30. You can come at 6 or even after just to help out. But it is a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
Well, and what else?
Covered mostly what we want to cover today. Can you think of anything else, Hal?
No, I'm just thinking about everything that we're doing. We have the devotions every morning. We got the podcast. We got the streaming services. We have new commercials coming out. We got new videos coming out. If you ever see those on Facebook, just like and share those. That would be such a huge help for us, to help spread the word. But we are geared up, ready for the 13th, ready to open the doors and worship together again. Of course, everything is always subject to change. We don't know what's going to happen between now and a week from Saturday, but fingers crossed, it's all going to go well. And we will get things rolling again, and hopefully the world opens back up. Now, Dave, we were having our normal daily technical issues earlier. What was the question about the penguin? I don't think that came across clearly.
The question about what?
The penguin.
Oh, the penguin. The penguin. Do penguins have knees? That's my question for you. A little fun fact. Do penguins have knees? So I'm going to answer that our next podcast. So be sure and tune in, and Hal, remind me, because I'm sure you're dying to know. And you can look it up. You can maybe Google it. But anyway, just kind of a fun fact every week we're going to try to do.
Awesome. And we have guests coming on. We have members of our worship teams, members of our ministry teams. We have so many people in our community that we're wanting to reach out to and partner with. There's a lot of things you're going to start hearing on the podcast are about the vision moving forward. And right. That's something that we want you to be a part of. Hamilton wants you to be involved. every time, at the church business meeting, Paul's up there with his pad taking notes, because we truly want to hear you. And, you can respond on our Facebook page. You can respond to this podcast. We'll answer all questions. You can always send all the information that you're looking for to our email address, which is on the screen now, info@hamiltonchurch.com. Those always get answered. We will always get those to the appropriate person. If you have any questions, any ideas, the church wants to hear them. And that's something that, you're one of us, and you're just as important as everybody else that goes to this church. So we want to hear from you.
That's right. In fact, we had a question on the devotional, which we answered this morning. So those questions we appreciate, and we invite you to ask those. Be sure and ask any questions. Hopefully we'll be able to answer them real quickly, just like that.
All right, Dave, why don't you pray us out and bless us, and we'll go about our business and see you at dinner tonight.
Yes. All right, everyone. Father, thank you so much for this time together, just to keep everyone informed about what's going on at Hamilton. I pray that you'll bless our families and their connections. And thank you for opening the doors, because just like Joseph told his brothers, what you meant for evil, God turned for good. Lord, what the enemy throws at us, we know that you can turn it around for good. And we just claim Romans 8:28, that you turn everything out for the best in the end. We love you. We thank you. Bless everyone in a powerful way, I ask. In Jesus' name, amen. Thanks for tuning in today. May God bless you real good.